Okay, so here we have the reproductive system of a chicken. So we'll start out, these are the larger follicles that came out of, or stemmed from the ovary, from this burst follicle here, and these are all the other little follicles and yolks that are developing as well. And we'll start out with the infundibulum, which is right here. It's not the greatest, but we're gonna go with it. So what the infundibulum does is it engulfs the yolk, and it stores sperm cells in sperm nests, and this is also where fertilization occurs. Then if you move down a little bit, we have the magnum down into the isthmus, and then down into the uterus, which is about where our egg is, and then after that it goes into the vagina and the cloaca. Okay, so in addition about what we just talked about, we'll kind of start the process on where the egg kind of travels down through everything. So like we said before, it starts out in the ovary and bursts off the follicle up here. And then after that it gets to the infundibulum, which is right here, and I don't know why mine has so much fluid, but it might be a little bit hard to see, but again we're just gonna kind of go with it. So first we have the magnum, which produces thick white albumin, which surrounds the yolk, and the egg lasts in here for about 3 hours. And as you can see, these like rigid areas that is raised and depressed in this area just creates surface area. And then after the magnum, which usually you would be able to see a little bit more distinct area between these two, but it gets a little bit lighter right here, so I'm assuming it's right about here where it kind of goes into the isthmus. And the isthmus produces 2 membranes and a thick white, and the egg spends about 1¼ hour in here. Then after that we move down into the uterus, which is where I found my egg. Here the uterus adds thick white and begins to add a shell. As you can see, my egg is already starting to develop that shell. And then it also ends up doing the O positioning, where it rotates and the large end goes out first, and the egg spends about 20 hours here. And then from here we go into the vagina, which is a little bit hard to decipher because mine is a little bit messy. But this is where the completed egg stays, and it stays here for about 25 to 27 hours. And then after that it moves down into the cloaca to where it enters the world, and it's the large end first.